Alrighty, guys. So, yeah. Today we're going to be doing something little bit different, right? So I know how I said that we're going to, continue to build on, this program, different stuff like that. But there's only so much that you can do, right? So eventually this code is going to look nothing like what we started with, but eventually we're going to come back to it. So that's kind of the plan. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and delete all this. Don't worry, I am going to bring some of this back. But now we are going to get into creating our own function. Now, okay, well, how are we going to do that? Right? So, here's what you can do. To create your own function, you got to first define your function. Or in some languages, you just got to say function. Or the abbreviated version, func, or fun, depending on the programming language. Well, in Python, it's def. Like define, but def. So, def, that is a keyword. You remember me talking about keywords like in my first video, right? This is a keyword. This lets Python know that you are trying to do something. And what we are defing or defining is our hello world. And of course, you want to make sure that this function is callable, right? And now we have to let Python know that there is a block of code that is going to follow this. This is all defined within this section. And how Python defines a block of code is utilizing colons, right, to signify that it is a block of code because it reads it line by line from top to bottom. That's going to be important for later. And tabs, right? What do I mean by tabs? Like, it's just your spacing. It's 4. 4 equals a tab. And it has to be within that same tab in order for it to be within the same block of code. Again, this is going to be important for later. So, we're going to go ahead and define this and let it know that there is going to be a block of code that follows. And now that error has went away. And then we are going to assign a variable, greet. Oh. If I can find it, there we go. Hello. Subject equals world, right? And these error messages is because we have not used any of these variables into in anything. They're unused, so it's going to throw an error. So let's go ahead and use them up, and we're going to use them up by creating another variable, and this is something else that you can do, right? And text is going to be equal to greet plus world, right? Or, my bad. Plus subject. And now the other two went away, and now this one is there. And then what we're going to do is print text, right? And what's really interesting is whenever I hit play here, it's not going to do anything. Program finished. Okay. Well, what do you do next? Well, after you define a function, you can then use that function somewhere else. So, gotta capitalize it. Hello. Oh. If I stop fat thumbing, I'm still, there it is. And then, of course, we got to put a call bubble on it. And now let's hit play. Okay, cool. We're getting some of the same, like, little hiccups. That was my bad. I actually did not mean to do that. Everybody makes mistakes. So, boom. Now we have created a function that says, hello world. Which, it could be pretty useful. You can have these functions automatically do or gather information, right? And a lot of different programming languages, you have getters and setters. You know, you're getting information and then you're setting the information. You know, you can do some of the same functionality in Python or in pretty much any, you know, programming language that you can think of. There's always that. So pretty much that's kind of what I wanted to show you guys today. This will probably be the last time that we're going to work with strings for a little bit until we get into real expressions. And the reason why is because I can't really do some of the other things with strings. And then I'm going to show you guys the next data type after, you know, the numbers, which is integer and float. I'm going to show you guys both. The next one I'm going to show you guys Boolean, which is true or false. And then after that, we're going to go into loops, real expressions, and a bunch of other different stuff that's coming down the pipeline. These are all really cool. This is all just very, very basic stuff. And every bit of this should be translatable into whichever programming language that you guys decide to go with. You know, you're learning a little bit here, so that way you know the general concept on how to drive your car. Like I said, automatic transmission, pretty easy. You're going to get the concepts down, but whenever you drive a manual transmission, you got to, you know, row through the gears and you got to get started. And the hardest part to learning those types of languages is just getting started. And once you do, then you can shift through those gears and you can be much faster than, you know, the dude that's on the automatic transmission. Again, that's not a jab at Python, and that's not really a jab at any other programming language. They all have their strengths and weaknesses. So, thank you guys. I know this is a little bit shorter of a video. And yes, I'm still using my phone. Actually, the past couple of videos was recorded under the same night. So, yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, share if you know anybody that's trying to learn programming. And I think that these videos are going to be, you know, pretty helpful to them. I mean, there's tons of them out there. You know, why pick me? There's tons of them out there that will show you the ropes. But I'm doing something a little bit different, and that I'm not trying to get you guys locked into Python, where you guys are just learning so much of one particular language. I also plan on showing you guys a little bit of JavaScript and Java and whichever else, whatever programming language that I am learning or have learned, you guys are going to also learn a little bit about that as well. I'm not going to be the master of any programming language. I'm just going to teach you guys some of the basics, some of the basic concepts, just to get you guys enough information that whenever you guys are learning these other programming languages, it's not going to be so difficult for you because you're going to understand these concepts. That is my entire goal. I'm not trying to teach you guys Python. I'm teaching you guys Python, but I'm not trying to, you know what I mean. But anyways, like I said, like, comment, share. Sorry about the rants again. Again, trying to do better. All right, bye-bye.